Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of The Pocket. I'm your host, Preston Lang, and alongside me is Parker Knoll.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week. Glad to have you. We're doing another mock draft today. We're revisiting the Dynasty Startup mock draft. It's going to be the same rules as last time if you guys listened to that. Obviously, we're doing this post-NFL draft, so the rankings are going to have changed. But to go over the rules again, for those of you who may have missed our first episode or don't quite remember, it's a Dynasty Startup mock, which means, it's like a fresh start on a Dynasty draft. All players are available. It's a 12-team mock, and I'm sure most of you are accustomed to a normal snake draft. We're doing a third-round reversal, so the first round in the second round will go as normal, but instead of the person that gets that last pick in the second round getting then the first pick in the third round, it reverts back to whoever had the first pick in the second round also gets the first pick in the third round. We did a little bit of research on this. This looks like it's the best way to keep things fair, as this draft is pretty top heavy this year, especially. This may not always be the thing that we do every year, but this year it was recommended to us and we did some research and we thought it was a good idea. So with our startup this year, we actually are drafting one right now. We're in the depths of the 17th round, but that's how we did it. We actually really enjoyed it. We thought it evened it out. So there's that. It's a super flex league, so that super flex, you can put any wide receiver, tight end, running back, or quarterback. That's what makes it the super flex. And it's also a tight end premium. So that means, one, it's a PPR point per reception. And then for tight ends, they get an extra half a point per reception to bring up that value of tight ends. We have 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 2 regular flexes, and a super flex. No kicker, no defense. That is the basic layout. We did some random assignments of picks. Preston got the 3rd overall pick, and I got the 9th. Preston, kick us off here, buddy.
Yeah, so it looks like at the 101, Bijan. I've seen that pretty commonly recently, and then the 102 is Josh Allen. Kind of pretty standard stuff here. I'm personally going to be looking at receiver. Jahmyr Gibbs is an option for me here, but I think I'm going to go with my wide receiver 1, Jamar Chase. Pretty easy pick for me here. And then the next people to go off the clock at the 104 went Drake May, then Jahmyr Gibbs. Jaden Daniels jumps up at the 106, then Amon-Ra at the 107, and Puka at the 108. This is a golden spot for Parker here.
So, and this is excellent because when I'm looking at these drafts, the 107 is like the safest pick because you're getting either one of the top 2 quarterbacks, the top 2 running backs, or the top 3 wide receivers. So pick 8 is a little skeptical. You kind of need one person to reach. And pick 9 is the best when 2 people reach. And I get JSN at the 109. Dream start here.
Yeah. I was honestly between Chase and JSN. Chase and JSN are very close to me. So the fact that you got him at the 9 and I got Chase at the 103, very different here.
This is a tough one. I'm not a Malik Neighbors fan. He's on the board.
Well, after Parker's pick, Lamar Jackson went, then Caleb Williams, then both tight ends, Bowers and McBride, Joe Burrow, and then Justin Jefferson.
This is interesting. I think for me, my pick here is between CeeDee Lamb and Ashton Genty because it's tough. So the receivers on the board, Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, Drake London, very clearly a tier above the rest, which is then Tet and George Pickens. So I would pick one of those, obviously. And then for running back, Ashton Genty, Jeremiah Love, Devon Achane, Amari Hampton, who I would all be happy to have here. If I'm looking to compete this year, my least favorite is Jeremiah Love. Just kind of what happened with Genty last year. I'm not really all that high on, Jeremiah Love being a stud this season. Like now, can he? Absolutely. But I think I'd rather take a shot on a guy like Genty.
Jeremiah Love, I will say, does feel like the most insulated value. I mean, the 105-101
yes.
For Dynasty, I mean, him and Genty feel like a little bit above Achane and Hampton, but for solo competing, like Parker said,
right,
he does feel a tier below.
Right. So if you take Jeremiah Love here because you want him, absolutely do it. It's just I would have a little bit lower expectation on competing this year. I think with getting the receiver value that I got with JSN, I think I'm going to go Genty here.
Yeah, I like that start. I really like. I did that in our start that we just did. My first 2 picks at the 105 were JSN and Genty. Genty was a huge faller. A guy accidentally picked him while dropping his phone, so the commissioner redid the pick, and then he took CD, and then all of a sudden I feel like people forgot Genty was still on the board, so he fell all the way to me. So it felt great to get him so late.
It would have been hilarious if the guy reverted the pick for Genty and then picked him again anyway. It would have been funny. Wow,
Yeah, kind of a bummer. What a run out.
Oh, yeah. Yikes.
So the run out was then after Genty was CeeDee Lamb, then Malik Neighbors, then Jeremiah Love, then A-Chain, then Hampton. I really wanted one of A-Chain or Hampton to fall to me. That is unfortunate. If I'm looking at receiver, it's pretty much just Drake London. Tet's there, but I have Drake London firmly over Tet. Not really looking at tight end here. Running backs, Taylor or James Cook, I could do, but those guys, if you take them, they're almost guaranteed to depreciate in value in the next 2 seasons. So if you take them, like go for the compete year 1 out of your Dynasty startup, but you maybe want to be looking for some moves to be able to do with them later on. Quarterback, Jackson Dart, Jalen Hurts, Mahomes. I don't really want to go quarterback either. I'm going to go Drake London and start double wide receiver. I think Drake London, 24, going on 25-year-old season, just a target hog.
Yeah, I love that pick. Not too bad to start with 2 wide receivers in a Dynasty startup. And then after Drake London goes Jackson Dart, and then Jonathan Taylor at the 212. And then it kicks all the way back over to the 3-1, goes Tet. Then we have Trevor Lawrence at the 3-2, Jalen Hurts at the 3-3. Now, I am not the happiest camper because I was thinking maybe Jackson Dart would fall, and I would have been okay with that value. I'm not going to take Herbert or Mahomes here. I'm not going to take Loveland. I don't really want James Cook. I think my decision is pretty easily George Pickens here. Am I the most high on him? Not really, but in the third value, it feels like he'll hold value pretty well. He's only 25 years old. The Cowboys offense has been electric recently. And as my wide receiver 2, I'm happy to have him.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. See, this is the part of the draft where I just think this is where sleepers rankings are just really, really messed up. Carnell Tate is on the board here. When I'm watching people do mock drafts in competitive leagues, Carnell Tate is a 212 to early 3rd round guy. So him falling all the way to the 310 feels like he's like the wide receiver. He's the player 50. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. He's the 5th wide receiver still left on the board. I would be taking him over George Pickens and Nico Collins. George Pickens is kind of a toss-up, but I would take him for sure over Nico Collins at this point. And honestly, I just don't think I can pass up on the value because I really believe in Carnell Tate, and he's just going to be the number 1 for Tennessee. So I think I'm just going to start 3 wide receiver, which is a little risky, but we'll figure it out later in the draft.
Running backs come around well here for you in the 4th.
And I know I could have gotten Carnell Tate in the 4th round here, but I want to do it as honest as I can, not just abuse the mock.
Right.
But he did follow me late 4th in our startup draft because it was kind of a cupcake. But looking here, at running back, there's Chase Brown, Trevion, Kenneth Walker. Those would be the guys I'd be looking at. Wide receivers, I'm pretty high on Rashee Rice at this point with the no suspension, and they didn't add any wide receivers in the draft of note. Rashee feels really safe this year. Mahomes is coming off the ACL, but honestly, I think it'll be fine. He just gets so many dink and dunks. If I were to go tight end, Tyler Warren's still there. He's an interesting choice, early 4th. Quarterback, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy does interest me a lot. It feels like I want to go 4 receivers. I feel so crazy. I feel like Rashee is just, for a wide receiver 4, I'm not even worried. You know what? Let's just see what this build is, honestly. Rashee Rice at the 4-3.
I think you should have let him fall to me.
Yeah, he might not have. But then after Rashee goes Tyler Warren, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Harold Fannin Jr. Wow, that is the earliest I've seen Harold Fannin Jr. in a while.
That is nuts.
I've seen him. He's been like a faller in recent mocks that I've been watching other people do in competitive leagues. I think people are just worried about them bringing in 2 top 40 draft picks in Boston and Concepcion. But so that's really early for Fannin. Then Chase Brown goes at the 4-8, and now Parker is on the clock.
I kind of like where I'm at with this pick, mostly because Dak Prescott's still there.
Say, yeah, you can get the
and I got George Pickens. And at the end of the 4th, I really like this value here to get my quarterback 1 and then just kind of not care about quarterback. I feel like there's a lot of value to come back around to me. That could happen. I'm pretty high on Bucky, and to have him high enough to take him as my RB2, I'm pretty happy about that. Kenneth Walker's still on the board, and I would have him over Bucky. We'll see if he makes it back. Even a guy like Trevion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, and then Jordan Tyson's there as well. I don't necessarily have to go running back here. Brees Hall's on the board, but he scares me a bit. I think I may be trying to avoid him. And I think some good running backs can end up back in the 6th anyway, so I'm going to take that value at Dak Prescott here.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a competing build so far. 4 guys that
I
are
do
going
like
to produce
it.
a ton.
I do like it.
A lot of production.
Yep. So then after Dak Prescott goes Travion, Quinshawn, Kenneth Walker. Kind of sad I maybe wanted him to fall. Then Ladd McConkey, Rome, and Garrett Wilson. Back to me, I think potentially like Luther Burden is here, Jordan Tyson is here, and I love both of those players. I don't really know who I want if I want to compete this year. There's a couple of running backs like Kyron Williams is here. I think that'd be a little bit of a reach for me. Again, Brees Hall, Bucky Irving is still on the board. Saquon's on the board too. If I want to compete this year, that's an option. But I feel like my team's young enough that I'm not going to go for a guy like Saquon. And I could. This is kind of tough here. You know what? I think I'm going to go full compete. I think I'm going to go Saquon Barkley here.
Wow, Parker reached a little bit on Saquon, but he wouldn't get back to him. So when you're thinking about reaching, if you're reaching within the round and you like a guy, that's not. I mean, it is a reach, but it's not really a reach if he wasn't going to get back to you and he's your highest graded guy. Then for what you want to do, so I like that.
Yeah, I haven't done a compete build really in any of these mocks normally. Yeah.
This is so weird to me because Jordan Tyson falls. I have Jordan Tyson ranked really high. I like him a lot. I just feel like I can't start 5 receivers. I know they're the most volatile position, so you can trade them very easily. But goodness, man, I was hoping you were gonna take Tyson because I just didn't want him to fall here. Because I think Lemon's a good pick here too. I think Lemon should have gone early. I think he's like a 4-5 turn guy too. Like that's gonna be the worst part is I'm gonna want to take Lemon at the 6-3. I just think these rookies are so messed up in their ADPs and sleeper right now. Not so messed up, but if you're doing startup drafts, they're just such values. It feels like easy to make a 1 to 2 year team and build into a champion easy. I'll go. Kraft would have been an option, but
yeah,
I'll go running back, and then I'll go my highest graded running back. Parker knows I love this guy. No Jeremiah Love, no problem. And we just got a report like today that he's going to be on pace to be back for week 1. I'm a big Cam Scatterboo guy. I'll go the Scat Pack here. That's over guys like Kyron, Javonte, Jacobs, ETN, all those guys that took over him. And I just am really high on Scat, but that is a personal preference. Gosh, good thing Jordan Tyson went the 6-2. That is insane to me. Unfortunately for that team, it is Olave and Tyson, but you cannot pass up on that kind of value. That just feels crazy to me. Like here, I want to go Lemon, but I'm not going to go Lemon for the sake of the draft. To be honest, I'd go Price here for running back too, but I'll go a different direction. I'm going to go, I'll get a Saints player of my own. This guy, he's got all the Saints. I'm going to go Travis Etienne, early 6th. That is a reach, but I don't think he'll fall back to me. And I'm pretty high on Travis Etienne. I like the contract he got, and I like what the Saints are doing on offense, and Kellen Moore just seems like the perfect head coach for Travis Etienne. Yeah,
I don't think it's too bad of a reach, really. I mean, there were 3 other running backs rated ahead of him in ADP in Kyron Williams, Javonte Williams, and he fell back. Josh Jacobs. But if Travis Etienne is your guy there, I mean, he's 15 picks behind where Preston. Like, it's not a huge reach at all, right? Like, again, these ADPs are only, so accurate to what you believe. So. And this pick's kind of tough here because I do love Mekhi Lemon here in this situation, but I'm also kind of in a compete build picking Saquon Barkley in the 5th. Kyron Williams is solid, but, I wish I would have gone receiver and then I couldn't take Kyron in the 6th here, but that's
you
okay.
could have like AJ Brown or
Tyson even that, just
yeah.
Tyson, that's okay.
I think Lemon and Tyson aren't that far apart.
No, I don't really think it's that. The thing is just like everybody else is such a huge fall off for me. And I like Mekhi Lemon. I'm just gonna go that route.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon in the late 6th. If that happens in your
draft, that's just great value.
Pick. Yeah, that's just so. Mekhi Lemon should be going at the 4 or 5 turn.
Oh, really, Derrick Henry. All right, so 6'10", Josh Jacobs, then Kyron Williams, Sam Darnold, then Devontae Smith, who I actually really like that value in the 7th round, especially if you're trying to compete this year or next year. I do think that he could really produce for you as a 1, depending on how Mekhi Lemon emerges, but we've seen Devontae Smith play at a high level and AJ Brown still be a dominant 1. So I really do think that Devontae Smith, like I think I'm a little bit higher on Devontae Smith than maybe Preston, but I think he's a good value in the 7th as well. Both of those Eagles wide receivers, good values there.
Yeah, it's crazy because everyone's drafting Smitty and Lemon right now. Like AJ Brown's like already gone. Like in our draft,
Right.
AJ Brown, Smitty, and Lemon all went like back to back to back. It's like the 3 Philly boys, but AJ Brown will probably be gone. Everyone assumes the Patriots. I did see some like weird report that like the Jaguars are in the ring, which they feel like they have too many pass catchers. So I'd assume that would be like a BTJ trade or something.
Right.
But I don't know. Which then, if BTJ goes there, I would like Lemon and Smith way less. Because I believe in BTJ still, but I think it'll be the Patriots. So I don't think we'll have to worry about it.
All right, and I think my pick is between 2 people, and I already know who I'm going to pick, but I really do like Tyler Shuck. I'm high on him.
You're going QB.
I'm not. I'm actually going to go Jadarian Price.
Yeah, see, that's where I would have gone.
Right. So that my debate was between Shuck and Price, but I felt pretty obvious on Price. I really like the value there. I've kind of gone a few rookies here late, but I feel like my team's built out where I can compete this year. But I also still even if I don't compete this year, the only depreciating value or depreciating asset is Saquon Barkley.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like the rest of my value is going to hold well.
Like we said before, I mean, Price and Lemon are like the obvious picks this late. I mean,
Right.
Price is a 5th round pick. I mean, getting him in the 7th, the sleeper ADP just hasn't caught up yet. Back when Price was drafted when people didn't know he was a 1st round pick.
Where did he go in our startup?
Late. He went like late 6th.
Crazy.
It was crazy. No, yeah, he went at 6'8".
Okay.
I was between him and Scat at the 6'4", and I took Scat because I like Scat. But they were like back to back in my rankings. This pick, layup pick for me. After Price, Casey Concepcion went, another rookie. Jared Goff, Sam Laporta, RJ Harvey, and Tyler Shuck. Parker is a Shuckster. But actually, there's a quarterback on the board here that I like more than Shuck in the same class, and I have the stack with Carnell Tate. I'm going to be taking Cam Ward. I played risk with quarterback here. I actually, like, looking back, and I was like, man, ETN, that might have been a bad pick. I probably should have taken quarterback and gone, like, Baker or something like that, or Goff. Or Cam Ward, honestly, with my stack. And in the 6th round, and Cam Ward falls to me all the way in the 7th, so I'm super happy with that, so I'll be taking Cam Ward. And then after Cam Ward goes, it's DJ Moore, Kyle Pitts, CJ Stroud, and Tootin. Dang it, I was going to go Tootin.
Yeah, you are a big tutor.
Yeah, I believe in Tootin. He's like the last running back I really like. I do like DeAndre Swift, but I'm a little nervous with the whole Kyle Monangai thing. But I do think Swift is a fine selection here. Man, that does bum me out though. That was like free Tootin for me. And I have a ton of receivers, so that is just a bummer. Honestly, I'm going to go another quarterback that I believe in. This is so much like my draft that I just did the other day because I also got Kyler Murray. I'm really high on Kyler Murray. He's my quarterback. What is he? Quarterback 19, which is definitely above consensus for sure. But I think in a Kevin O'Connell offense with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and the new acquirement of Juwan Jennings, there's just a lot of room for success there, and I think it'll be the best situation of Kyler's career. And I think he's only 28 and he runs, which is just a cheat code for fantasy. So I think he's undervalued at this point.
Yeah, I really think in a Kevin O'Connell offense with all these weapons, if Kyler can't figure it out this year, he's doomed. But I do feel like he's going to bounce back and, maybe not return to his rookie of the year kind of form. But I do think he's going to look good. I am very excited because I was not expecting Kenyon Sadiq to make it back to the end of the 8th round.
Dang, did he really?
He did.
Oh, because, the computer still has Gadsden going above him. I mean,
Gadsden went high in our draft too, though. Like with Njoku going there,
it was Gadsden went like 6th round. That was like a crazy reach. I've seen Gadsden fall to like the 10th round in a lot of competitive leagues since the Njoku signing. I'm not super high on Gadsden, but that seems like a pretty significant fall to me. I would be taking him there for sure. He showed out as a rookie, and I honestly I'm not super worried about Njoku. Like, do I think this year, like, Gadsden is going to be a league winner? No. I think he's young enough and has enough potential like that. Njoku got a 1-year deal. Like, they could easily get rid of him.
Right.
And Gadsden still does feel like he honestly feels like the 2nd or 3rd best target on the team. So, I don't hate Gadsden. It's just the Njoku thing definitely caps his ceiling and targets.
Especially this year, yeah.
Yeah.
So after Preston's pick of Kyler Murray goes Alec Pierce, Michael Wilson, Jordan Addison, DeAndre Swift, Arande Gadsden, as said. My pick here is easily Kenyon Sadiq. The receivers here, Omar Cooper, Christian Watson, Wan'Dale Robinson, Ricky Pearsall, DK Metcalf, like all guys that are just like, whatever. And then Bryce Young, Matt Stafford, Malik Willis, Daniel Jones, all guys for quarterback. Who I'm okay waiting in value. Not having a tight end feels pretty easily. I'm going to take that gamble on Sadiq.
I honestly like the 8th round receivers. The whole pack of Alec Pierce, Michael Wilson, Jordan Addison, Adams, Watson, Cooper. I'm not a rookie guy, but Wan'Dale.
Yeah.
Those guys are all seem very solid for like late 8th, early 9th round picks.
100%. Ooh, this one's kind of tougher for me. I think if I'm in the compete mode, which I kind of want to be at this pick just because why not? This is tough. I think some quarterbacks are going to fall back to me that I'm going to be okay with picking. So I think I'm going to hold out on quarterback for now. Matt Stafford looks kind of fun if I really wanted to compete this year. It's like if, for instance, I had Puka over JSN, I'd possibly go Stafford here just kind of to round out my starting lineup. What do we want to do? 3 more picks? Because then we'll have 1 more pick to finish our starting lineup and then 2 bench.
Couple bench, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I really want to go Terry McLaurin here as well. I think he's going to help me win this year and give me an extra piece of depth. I'm going to do that. I like him in the 9th round if you're a competing team. Obviously, you're drafting him as a depreciating asset. You have to be aware of that. But I feel like he's due for a
So in the 9th round, I have like a layup pick that I've been doing like everywhere in late 9th round of all my drafts. Unfortunately, I was really mad Parker took him in our draft much earlier than I knew everyone else would because me and Parker have been talking about this guy, and I think we're both fairly in.
On this value, especially, yeah.
I mean, even if you're not in, like, at this point, you're in the 9th round, like, you're kind of taking shots anyway. He's just the biggest guy who could take the biggest jump. Like, the player's Travis Hunter. If Travis Hunter works out, Travis Hunter could enter, like, a 5th to 4th round pick type of guy. He was the number 2 overall pick in the NFL draft. Like, Parker Washington, his teammate, is ahead of him in ADP. That's, like, crazy to me. Parker Washington, good receiver. And honestly, I don't even hate, like, going Travis Hunter and Parker Washington to hedge your bet. Because if Travis Hunter doesn't work, that means Parker Washington did work. So, and you're taking him in, like, the 9th and 10th round. So, getting one guy that works in the 9th and 10th round, you're really happy. But this is, like, a layup pick for me. I'm taking Travis Hunter.
I like that pick there.
I was honestly hoping Parker Washington falls back. I might just do that. Yeah, he did. Okay, so then after Travis Hunter was Chuba Hubbard, George Kittle, Zach Charbonnet, and Jake Ferg. I honestly was looking at Chuba Hubbard. I know Parker likes him a lot. If you want to talk about him, you can.
I think he's a great value at this point. What is he, 26 years old? I think he'll be 27 come season. So obviously he's kind of nearing that age cliff of running back that we get scared of. I know 28 kind of starts to get scary, but he is clearly the running back 1 in his team. And in my opinion, like watching Rico Dowdle do what he did last year and then watch Chuba basically come back and take the starting spot right away anyway, leads me to believe, and then they get rid of Rico in the offseason. They let him walk and go sign elsewhere. So in my opinion, that feels like they're bought in on Chuba. He was hurt last year. I feel like he still has some gas in the tank. So, and I think just in the 9th value, in the 9th round, he's just a great value.
Yeah, I said I was going to go Parker Washington for like the value. I'm actually not going to do that. If I was going to go receiver, Parker Washington, Quinn Johnson, Matthew Golden, Jaden Higgins are all guys I like. I realized I didn't have tight end, and I would take this guy anyway. I'll be able to, if I wanted to, I'll be able to trade pennies for Parker Washington. He's not that hard to get. I'm going to go Isaiah Likely, who I like a lot, and I think people are high on him. I don't like him like a ton, but I think he could be successful as a tight end 1. He got paid like a tight end 1. I love seeing the money, and Harbaugh believes in him, and he followed Harbaugh, so that shows me something. And honestly, I don't know who the number 2 target is behind Neighbors, so it feels like Isaiah Likely is just going to be that guy. So I'm going to take Isaiah Likely.
Yeah, I like that pick there. I really do like the value in the 10th round for him because I really thought he was going to emerge and be a dude in Baltimore.
Yeah, he's so athletic.
He's so athletic, and he fit that scheme very well. I'm surprised they re-signed Andrews and kicked Likely to the curb, but I love the landing spot in New York, and then, like you said, with Harbaugh, he has that history there. And we saw some good things with Theo Johnson last year, and I likely he's a better player than that guy. So
Right.
I like that emergence second year Jackson Dart try to take a step. So I really like that shot on Likely in the 10th. After Likely goes Xavier Worthy, Mike Evans. There goes Parker Washington. You're trading with Team 7 later, I guess.
They need a receiver. So.
Right.
I took
Oh,
four
man, that
receivers
is rough, dude. Their first wide receiver was drafted in the 8th round.
If this was real life, I mean, I went Jamar Chase, London, Carnell Tate, and Rashee Rice. Their wide receivers are Jordan Addison, Denzel Boston, and Parker Washington. So they would be shipping me Parker Washington for free, and I'd package that with one of their running backs for one of my top receivers for sure.
Right, there you go. And then we got Jalen Warren, Tyler Algier. For me, I know I'm going to be able to get a quarterback in my last pick, so I'm just going to wait. Now,
yeah, there's a bunch of good quarterbacks left.
Right. I think for me, I just, maybe I'm a little biased, but I like that man, Matthew Golden.
Yeah.
Take a shot on him late 10th.
It's definitely the Packers' bias, stuff coming out, but it does feel like the path to success is right there.
It should be. I mean, he should be the 2 on this team.
Yeah.
Christian Watson doesn't demand targets, so if you're the 2 on this team, you could have a 20+% target share.
Like the 2 at worst.
Right. Well, Tucker Kraft is out there, which is a little worrying.
Yeah.
Good for Tucker Kraft, but
yeah, the reason I like Golden too is people are like, oh, well, they have Jaden Reed, except Jaden Reed isn't in on 2 wide receiver sets. That's not what the Packers do. He doesn't play. So Matthew Golden is really for wide receivers only competing with Christian Watson. And same with Christian. That's another reason I like Christian Watson as well, because he's only competing with Matthew Golden for actual targets. No one else on that team's going to demand any besides Tucker Kraft, but that doesn't scare me because he's a tight end. It'll be all right. So Matthew Golden and Christian Watson should be almost target hogs in a Packer offense that hasn't had target hogs in years. And it might not work out that way.
It's just I have there's a chance that LaFleur doesn't target hog anybody because he never does. But if we see it, these 2 are going to be.
My thing is we just don't have the wide receivers to not do
exactly.
It at this point.
We just got rid of the 4 depth wide receivers we had in Romeo Doubs and Wicks. Yeah.
Yeah. So now we're down to the wide receivers after Watson and Golden and Reed is Bo Melton and Savion Williams.
Pass.
Yeah, I'm not worried about either of those guys.
All right, for me here, my decision is between Malik Willis and Matt Stafford.
Oh, your boy went though, Chris Bell.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm not really that big of boys with him.
Okay.
He's just all right. He's cool though. On a side note, I got Antonio Williams in our rookie draft and the 210, and I'm pretty stoked about that. I feel like that's pretty sick value all the way down there. I was pumped up about it. Yeah. So
I had the 2-4, and I'm not a huge Chris Bell guy, but at the 2-4,
that's great value too.
And I was like, yeah, I guess I have to take him because I didn't like the other guys. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Shoot, I think I'm gonna go. Oh man, for me, it feels like Stafford's the compete option here, but he randomly just threw for 1 million touchdowns, and there's just not a chance he does it again. This is his random spike year every 6 years, and I just don't see him doing it again. Even though I love Sean McVay's offense and I love the offense in general, he's gonna be my 2. Yeah, he's safer than Malik Willis probably.
For sure. So.
I'm just gonna go with Stafford there.
Yeah.
It's
coming
tough.
off an MVP season. It's hard to say no.
Yeah, and in the 11th, and let's if we were drafting a few more rounds, I'd probably grab another quarterback just to, back him up, get some more youth.
I am bummed that Rico Dowdle went off the board, but after Stafford is Stowers, that seems like a really good value pick at the 11-5 again.
Yeah.
Another rookie. Cortland Sutton, Quentin Johnson, Jacoby Myers, then Rico Dowdle, and I'm on the clock for my last pick. Going back to the. Jonah Coleman, Chris Bell, Antonio Williams thing we were talking about. Antonio Williams, he feels like a great value, and now all he has to do is dodge a Brandon Ayuk joining the team, or there's one.
Debo Samuel's out there too.
Yeah, but they let go of Debo. I don't think.
Right.
But I know Brandon Ayuk was teammates with Jane Daniels at Arizona State. I know they're boys, so I don't want to mess with the whole Ayuk situation. Hopefully, Ayuk just gets blackballed and we don't have to deal with them.
Gets out of it. He's been such an interesting case the last few years. Oh man.
He went for 1,400 yards and then just diva'd his way to irrelevancy. It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know. He was so good, and then I don't know what he's doing, but I just wanted to give my 2 cents on Antonio Williams. If that doesn't happen, Antonio Williams will be like the number 2 target over there.
Right.
So I'm going to go running back just because I don't have any of them. And I'm just going to go J.K. Dobbins because I want production.
I like that pick.
Ramondre is in consideration there because I do think Ramondre gets a lot of work. I'm a little scared for Travion. I think Travion's a lot better player, but Vrabel, even when Travion broke out, still in the playoffs, trusted Ramondre with like a 70% snap share. It was crazy. So Ramondre, I don't think is a bad pick, and you can get him for nothing because he's not a sexy name.
Right.
But I'll take J.K. Dobbins.
I like that pick.
And then so that concludes our draft. I'm going to give a little recap. I'll just go position by position. My quarterbacks are Cam Ward and Kyler Murray. So I went young upside and then rushing upside. And then my running backs are Cam Scatterboo, Travis Etienne, and J.K. Dobbins. I'm a little thin at running back, but I think if you're going to be thin at a position, running back isn't a bad one to be because the turnover rate is so high that if you take a bunch of running backs, like you're almost due for depreciation in value just because that's just how the running back position is. But I like my running backs, but they're not like the strength of my team for sure. I mean, obviously there's teams with like Gibbs and A-Chain and Bijan and JT. So, but the strength of my team is the wide receivers where I go Jamar Chase, Drake London, Carnell Tate, and Rashee Rice and Travis Hunter. All those guys just seem like studs to me. Carnell Tate, I know he's a rookie, but he went number 4th overall in the NFL for a reason. People believe in him. He's just in like the best situation with Cam Ward, a former 1st overall pick in the NFL draft. Now he goes super high at 4, and he just doesn't have any target competition. So love that. And then Rashee, if Rashee is healthy, Rashee in the 4th is just the most productive guy you can get. I mean, he's in redraft. He's going to be like a top 7 wide receiver for me, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I love that pick with Rashee in the 4th. In our startup, I was able to get Mahomes at the end of the 3rd, got great value there, and then turned right around 4-1 and grabbed Rashee. I was super excited to get that stack. Felt like sweet value, super high upside. So we'll see how it plays out. But yeah, my quarterbacks in that league are Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, so I feel pretty good about that.
You got like the staples of the NFL.
Yeah, well, yeah, 3 years ago, dude, everybody would have been all over it. But I mean, I'm still all over it. Still love it. But
yeah. And then I forgot to say my tight end is Isaiah Likely, who I like a lot in late rounds as an upside shot.
Yeah, definitely in the 11th. Love that. All right, I'll go through my team here now as well. Dak Prescott's my first quarterback. I got him at the end of the 4th round. I really like that value there. He's consistently just producing. You know, he doesn't even need that rushing as much. And then to pair him with George Pickens, who I'll talk about later, really makes my pick of George Pickens feel better. I really just I feel like the third round is good value for him, but to then pair him with Dak, I love that. So my other quarterback, Matthew Stafford, I got him really late, got just good value there, good safe quarterback for a team that would like to compete this year. And then let's go to the running back spot. I feel really strongly about my running backs. I got Ashton Genty, who I'm super high on. I think he's my running back 4 right now, maybe 3. Let me double check. He's up there.
Yeah, got it.
He's 3.
Yeah, him or Love.
Yep, it's Bijan, Gibbs, Genty, and then I have Love, Hampton, A-Chain all in that area as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Genty's the 3 for me, so I'm really excited to get him in the 2nd round. And then I have Saquon Barkley, who I've actually never really mocked him. I don't know if I'm super high on him next year, but in the 5th round to win now, he could have a sick year with that revamped offense, new offensive coordinator. There's other guys that could have gone there, Jordan Tyson, Luther Burden even, but went with Saquon Barkley there. But I'm really excited the way my team turned out, so I'm okay with that pick. And then I get Jadarian Price in the 7th round, which feels awesome. To take a shot on him in your flex with the draft capital he got, with the team situation he got, with Zach Charbonnet gladly on the IR. You know, I like him. I don't like him at all. I'm sad he's hurt, but thank goodness Kenneth Walker is free of that man. So Jadarian Price's turn to get vulged, but he's got some time. So I'm excited about it. I like that pick there. And then to talk about the receivers, who I'm also high on, at least my top 2, JSN and George Pickens. Obviously JSN, top 3 wide receiver anyway you cut it. I think I have him 3 behind Puka, but it's so close that, you know, if somebody else is going to make that decision for me, I'm okay with that. And then again, George Pickens, already kind of talked about him with that stack in Dak Prescott, but I'm excited about him. A little worried with CD healthy all season, but even when CD was back, George was dealing And the guy who gets hurt the most by that is Ferguson and not Pickens. So I think Pickens is pretty firmly that 2 in the offense and can play as a 1. So I'm excited about it. And then I get Mekhi Lemon, who felt like amazing value, and I still have Terry McLaurin as my 4, just in case, it's a competing team. If one of Mekhi or Jadarian isn't producing early, I got Terry to go in there. And then a shot on Matthew Golden late as well. So I feel like I have a deep wide receiver room, got a lot of upside shots, and had the ability to compete there. And then in the 8th round, I got Kenyon Sadiq, who feels just like amazing value. And whether he's a stud now, I can get, Travis Kelce in the 12th round if I want another potential starting tight end. There's other guys down there I like starting as well, and I love Sadiq's value long term. So overall, I feel like my team, I really like my team in the situation I'm in.
Yeah. That'll conclude our mock draft, guys. I just wanted to ask Parker a quick question because he is a Devon Achane owner, and Devon Achane got a huge contract, a 4-year, $68 million deal with $32 million guaranteed. That's $60 million per year. That's like the 3rd highest running back contract. I just want to know what you're thinking about Devon Achane, and if that helps you, like him more because he's more insulated, or were you kind of hoping he got traded off the Dolphins? Where are you at with that?
Well, yeah, they just signed him with this big contract. I'm actually kind of happy about it. Maybe I would have wanted to see him on a new team, but there are weird things with new teams. You never know. He clearly can produce on this team. This offense was horrible last year, and he was really good. It clearly shows that they want him around, so they're going to give him the ball. There's nobody else in this offense to give the ball to. We're worried about Malik taking rushing from Achane, but, who's going to take there's nobody else in this offense that's going to produce. So if Malik Willis takes a little bit of rushing, it's okay, then he's just going to get all the passing work. I'm really not worried about him not getting work and not being able to produce. He's so explosive that he'll have and he's so safe. Last year, it felt like every week he was getting me 20 points. It was amazing.
I don't think he had a single week under 11.
Right. He's just so consistent. We ran the consistency rankings at the start of our podcast, and he was top 3, top 5 running back for sure.
I think he was number 2 behind McCaffrey.
It might have been it. Yep.
Yeah,
he was a stud. And there's obviously always still a chance that he gets traded. It's not like this is locking him in if a trade were to happen. But I am excited. He's getting paid big bucks, so clearly he's wanted.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the contract is super good for him. I'm always saying the money talks, but they paid him like he's a top 5 running back in the NFL. And honestly, he's super exciting to watch, so I'm very happy for him as the man and as the fantasy owner that Parker is. And I like Achane. I'd love to get him in redraft. I just love Achane. I feel like he's just a fantasy breaker and a wrecker, so I think this contract is awesome for him.
Yeah, I think Cody should have traded for him when he had the chance, so now he's going to cost more. Sorry, buddy.
Fair enough. All right, well, thank you guys for listening. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support, and tune in to the next video.